Hello, everyone. This is David, Fairly Secret Music. This is kind of a response video to MetalMickey's Black Metal for Beginners. Now, I kind of agree with a couple things he said. Midian is pretty okay album, and Sons of Northern Darkness are great albums. No, wait. Sons of Northern Darkness is a great album. Midian's an okay album. But I would pick Principle of Evil Made Flesh um, over the later stuff because this is really kind of where it all began for me, at least. This was kind of like the thing that got me in, especially the song To Eve the Art of Witchcraft, which later on, Forest Whispers My Name is actually probably a better way to go if you were interested in hearing what early Cradle of Filth sounds like. This album is fantastic from start to finish. Um, what is it called? A Dream of Wolves and Snow is one of my favorite, and Summer Dying Fast is awesome. Has really great drums at the end. So, that's where I disagree with Mickey. I would pick this any day of the week. Um, for kind of like black and roll kind of stuff, which a lot of people, um, like around 2007, there were a lot of bands like Vareed, um, even Shining at one point could kind of be considered that. Um, but Kraft, Fuck the Universe, is fantastic. I haven't listened to this in a while, but Earth a Raging Blast, the song Fuck the Universe. Yeah, just the title track alone is super awesome. Death Spell Omega. Now, this is a band that I never really hear anybody talking about. They have quite a few albums out. This is my favorite. It's actually an EP. It's called Drought. And I would say Sallow Vision and Fiery Serpents are awesome because Sallow Vision is actually kind of an instrumental song, or actually not even kind of, it is an instrumental song. And the second track just kicks in and it's pretty awesome from there on. Um, I'm not saying like bands like Dimmu Borgir and Dark. What did you show? Dark Funeral or something like that. Um, wait, so that was three. What was the other ones? Immortal. I can't remember the fifth one that he showed. Um, I'm not saying that those bands are not interesting. I like a different version of black metal. Um, I like black metal where it doesn't constantly sound exactly the same. Dark Throne. And Drudk is one of those bands. This album sounds almost nothing like any of their other albums. This is Handful of Stars, and it is almost like early Catatonia with their singer, who you could say is a bit different than most black metal singers. You just have to listen to it. This album is fantastic. There's not a bad track on here. The only thing I don't like about this is how it goes from track one, which is a short instrumental, into track two. It has a slight pause. It should have just kicked right into it like the next beat was track two. Oh gosh, Enslaved. So this probably is the best combination of their black metal and their love for 70s prog. Um, not a ton of, what's it called? melodic singing, but just a little bit. This is when they started getting the mellotron in there. The song "As Fire Swept Clean the Earth" is so awesome, but the track "Queen of Night," there's a middle section that I can't even figure out the time signatures. So yeah, they are using weird odd times in this, but just awesome. This is still my favorite album by them. I wish the production was a little less muddy though. I would say if you were going for Immortal, listen to At the Heart of Winter. Um, Not because it's better than Sons of Northern Darkness, but because it is cold as shit. It basically feels exactly like this cover, and it is awesome. There's some just buzzing guitars that just so awesome, so awesome. Can't remember what song that is though, where he just does like a kind of craziness. But yeah, this Sons of Northern Darkness was the one that got me into Immortal, but this album is by some the pinnacle of Immortal stuff. This is a newer band that I really enjoy. Um, she does some clean vocals, and I like that it breaks it up. Oathbreaker. This album, God, what is the second son of R? I believe it is, or I can't remember the name. But look up Oathbreaker official video, and it's her in like a what do you call it? Um, Here, I will just look this up for you. So it's a female singer. Since this album, the drummer has switched. I don't remember if the new drummer is as good as this guy, but I really liked the drummer. Let's see. The song is called, yeah, it's 1015 and Second Son of R. And this is how the video starts. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. So I don't want to play any more of that because I don't want my stupid video to get taken down. But um, this is the singer of this band. So check that out. If you like that, you'll probably like all the stuff on this album. She can scream. She is fantastic. So, yes. Shining. This is Shining 5 Homestead. Here, let me take it out of this and just show it to you. She does have a gun in her mouth. So, Shining are suicidal black metal or suicidal black and roll. Uh, what's his name? The drummer from Mayhem. I don't remember his name anymore. He played on an album called Eerie Cold. That and this one I had a tough time deciding, but I think I like this one better because the drums sound more natural on here, because Hellhammer always uses triggers on his drums, and this guy didn't, as far as I know. And this has some really awesomely depressing stuff. And their singer, Kavorth, or I think it's pronounced like that, his vocals are kind of an acquired taste. Um, but if you want some really depressing stuff, that's awesome. They have like, God, I think it's like 9 albums now. So Shining, not to be confused with a jazz band called Shining, which kind of irritates me. And then this band is very odd. I knew how to pronounce that. SCH Skahamish, I think it's pronounced. That's how it's spelt. I don't know if you can even see that. SCHHAMMASCH. This album's called Triangle, and it's pretty cool. It comes on 3 discs with a super cool booklet with all the lyrics. And I don't think anybody has ever seen their faces. I think that's one of the bands where nobody's seen their faces. This is one of the last black metal things I've purchased in a while. They have another album. They have 2 more albums, but there was one where it's a lot of weird instrumental stuff. And yes, just like MetalMickey said, you don't want to shove somebody in to the really crazy stuff at first, but I honestly think, you know, if you're interested in it, why not just jump right in to some of the crazy stuff? So that's my take on it. Skahamish, The Shining, Oathbreaker, A Different Immortal from Mickey's Choice, Enslaved. They have 2 other albums, Monumentum, and I think that's how it's pronounced, and another one that starts with an M that were before this that are also really awesome. They're kind of like Viking black metal with prog thrown in. Druid, again, this album sounds a lot different than a lot of their other stuff. Their other stuff sounds very much like traditional black metal. Let me see if I can grab one. These are the other 2 that I have. Eternal Turn of the Wheel and Furrow Cut Short. They use Ukrainian poetry for lyrics. Again, Deathspell Omega, Craft, or Croft, I like to call them. It's Croft. Fuck the universe. If you can see this, see that yellow, this right there in the reflection? That's a Thought Industry flyer from when they played at the Club Soda. And Cradle of Filth, Principal Evil Made Flesh. That is my take on it. I'm wearing a Power Mad shirt, not a Kiss shirt, but I respect that Kiss shirt.